my name is Christy. I'm the case manager of the Detox program here at the Detox Centre. Here at the Detox Centre, our programs usually run for about 16 weeks in duration, depending on the individual circumstances. Jackie, is it? Nice to meet you, Jackie. Would you like a glass of water?
No.
Would you like to practice any breathing or meditation techniques?
No, thank you.
No worries. If you do need to, just let me know and we can stop at any time. Before we get started today, there's a few things that I need to go through with you. I need to explain your rights as a client. Now, as a client of our service, you have the rights to privacy and confidentiality. However, there are some limits to your rights of privacy and confidentiality. Now, these limits are my duty of care requirements. I have a duty of care that if I think you are at risk of hurting yourself or others, I may need to notify this to the appropriate organisation. I may also not be able to keep privacy and confidentiality if my records are subpoenaed by a court of law. I also am a mandatory reporter, which means if I believe a child under the age of 18 years is experiencing or may experience any type of abuse or neglect, I need to report that to the appropriate organisation. I may also need to share your case with my supervisor to ensure that you are receiving the best possible service delivery. However, team confidentiality applies. You also have the right to make a complaint if you are unsatisfied, and I have a booklet on how to make a complaint if you feel as though you need to. Okay, and the next thing I have to go through with you is your responsibilities as a client. As a user of our service, you have the responsibility to turn up to all your scheduled appointments or call in advance if you are unable to do so. Do you understand your rights and responsibilities as a service user? Alright, no worries. Do you have any questions in regards to your rights or responsibilities? Excellent. Okay, now I'll go through my role as a case manager. As your case manager, my role is not to lay judgment on you, but to listen to your stories, help you identify any issues that you are facing, provide you with information, support you to reach your goals, organise any referrals you may require, design a case plan, and use my skills and knowledge to help you work out strategies to reduce the impacts of the issues that we may identify. It is also to continually monitor and review case plan once it is designed for effectiveness. Before we begin, we must also discuss case management procedure. Should we schedule our next appointment before we discuss the case management procedures? Excellent. How is Monday the 6th of July at 10 o'clock? Would that be okay? So Monday, 10th of July, at 10 a.m?
Yep.
Excellent, so that's all scheduled in. Now I'll just go through and briefly explain the procedures to case management. Okay, so the usual steps of the case management process. The first session usually runs for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then the regular sessions weekly will run to about 50 minutes in duration. The first session is known as the intake stage. I'll collect your personal details and information, notify you of your rights and responsibilities, which we've just gone through, clarify the case management process, which we are doing currently. The next stage, step 2, which is also going to be today, is we'll go through and I'll hear your story and I'll organise any referrals that you may require. We'll also go through some interventions and I'll complete a risk assessment. The next stage is stage 3, which will be ongoing sessions. I'll conduct a more thorough assessment in our next session and we can start looking at options to decrease the impact of these issues, set some goals and design a case plan. Stage 4, which is also ongoing sessions. We'll start working out the steps towards these goals, organise referrals to any organisations, and continue with monitoring and reviewing our case plan for effectiveness. Stage 5, which will be our last session, which will be in about 16 weeks' time, is known as the termination session or the termination stage. Case closure. So in approximately 16 weeks, your case may be closed, depending on your individual circumstances. During the case closure, we'll go through and organise any other referrals that may be required to help you to continue to independently reach the rest of your goals. That's the case management process. Do you have any questions in regards to the case management process? No worries. Shall we start completing the intake paperwork?
Yep.
Awesome. So can you tell me, Jackie, what's your full name?
Jackie Smith.
Jackie Smith. What's your date of birth, Jackie?
3rd of May 1997.
And your current address, Jackie?
My current, I don't have a current address.
Yeah, no worries. Do you have a mobile number, Jackie?
No, I've got a friend who's got one.
Okay, excellent. What was your friend's name?
Tracy.
Tracy? And Tracy's phone number?
04332233.
Excellent. And do you have an email address, Jackie?
No.
No worries. Do you have any dependent children, Jackie?
No.
Can you tell me the full name and contact phone number of a person that I could contact if you're in an emergency situation?
Maybe my mother.
Yeah. And what's her name?
Carol Smith. Her number is 043333.
Excellent. And so that was your mother?
Yes.
Now you were referred to us to the Townsville Hospital and the Townsville Police, is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. They referred you to attend our detox program, is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Have you previously tried any interventions and or attended any community service organisations in the past?
No.
No worries. So, no length of involvement. Have you been involved in any support groups in the past?
No.
Have you ever had counselling?
No.
Are you currently under a juvenile justice order?
No.
Are you currently receiving any Centrelink entitlements? Are you currently employed?
No.
Do you have any debts?
No.
So, the next question is, where are you currently living? You don't have an address. Where are you currently living?
Just in an abandoned warehouse at the moment.
Okay. Do you share your accommodation with others?
Yeah, about half a dozen or so.
Yep, so about 6 people. Do you identify yourself as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander?
No.
Is English your first language?
Yes.
Do you consider that you speak English very well?
Yes.
Very well. Do you speak any other languages? Do you or any of your family members suffer from a health condition?
No.
Are you currently taking any medication?
No.
Who's your current GP?
Dr. Fraser.
Excuse me for a second. Okay, so Dr. Fraser, Dr. Fraser, what medical centre is Dr. Fraser at?
Aikenvale Medical Centre.
Aikenvale. And I believe their address is 123 Love Street and their phone number is
Yeah.
47123467. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Excellent. Do you see a GP regularly?
No.
When's the last time you saw your GP?
Oh, possibly 2 years ago.
Do you have any do you or any of your family members been given a mental health diagnosis?
No.
Do you or any of your family members have any legal history?
No.
What are the contact details for your parents? So it was Carol was your mum,
Yes.
Carol Smith. So what was her phone number?
043333.
Excellent. And your father?
When got stepfather. His name's Frank.
Okay, so stepfather. Frank. Do you have any siblings?
No.
Do you have any other family members who could support you with any of your current issues? What is the occupation of your family members? What's your home environment like?
Yeah, not very good.
Can you describe what your relationship is like with each one of your family members? So your mum?
Yeah, not too bad.
And your stepfather?
Got pretty big issues with him.
Yeah. Are there any current legal issues that are to be heard in court?
No.
Can you tell me more about, no, there's no legal issues, so we don't need to go through that one. Are you currently reporting to police?
No.
So you're not on any bonds or reporting to probation or parole? Can you give me some information? No, there's no crimes in the past. You have never been in a youth detention centre?
No.
How would you describe your moods most of the time?
Oh, up and down. Day, bad day.
And would you say that you had more good days or more bad days?
Probably more bad day.
Do you have any difficulties with sleep, appetite or weight, etc.?
No.
Have you ever had thoughts of harming yourself?
No.
Have you ever tried to harm yourself?
No.
Have you ever been on any medication for depression and anxiety? Have you ever had any treatment for a mental health problem in the past?
No.
How would you describe your health?
Yeah, pretty good.
Are you currently being treated for any medical condition?
No.
What medications have you been on in the past? Have you had any physical injuries or incidents?
No.
Accidents, right? Now I've gathered some of your personal information. Can you tell me a bit more about what is currently happening and the reasons you are here today and your story, please, Jackie?
Yeah, I overdosed at the nightclub the other night and passed out and ended up in hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you leave school, Jackie?
About 2 years ago.
Why did you leave school?
Oh, I just wasn't working.
Yep, so struggling at school.
Yeah.
What school did you attend for high school?
Cool.
Can you tell me a bit more about why you left home?
Yeah, I was sexually assaulted by my stepfather.
Okay. And when did this start?
When I was about 12.
Okay. And right up until you left home?
Yes.
Would you like to tell me a bit more about?
No.
Can you tell me what you think your presenting issues are today, Jackie?
I just like to get a home living.
So, homelessness?
Yeah. Want to get off the drugs and the alcohol.
Yeah. So drug and alcohol abuse. Out of these issues, which issue do you think is of the highest of importance? The drug and alcohol or homelessness?
Probably the homelessness.
What are you hoping to achieve from attending our service?
Get a home, stable home and living.
Yeah. And we've got our detox program, so to reduce your alcohol and drug consumption. How often do you consume alcohol?
As often as I can,
So would you say every day?
if possible, yes.
What drugs are you currently using?
Ice.
And how often are you using drugs?
As often as I can.
So the same every day if possible?
Yep.
Have you ever had to overdose before?
No, only this one.
So that's when you ended up in hospital?
Yes.
That's your first time you had an overdose? Do you want to decrease your current consumption of alcohol?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Do you want to stop using drugs?
Yes.
Do you want some facts and information on drug use and the services that could provide you with support with this issue?
Yes.
So one of the services that may be able to provide you with assistance is known as ATODs. Now ATODs can provide you with a comprehensive assessment for substance use, brief intervention, treatment planning, case management counselling, residential treatment, and can also refer you to more residential treatments, if required, so then you can have that one. It also has some information on the drugs and some of the risk factors involved with using drugs. Would you want to use ATODs as a referral service?
Yeah.
So would you like me to complete a referral to ATODs for you today?
Yes, please.
Would you like some information on some of the services that could support you with the state of homelessness?
Yes.
Okay, so there's two services I have some information for you today on. One is Headspace and one is the Women's Centre. Now, the Women's Centre is primarily for women over the age of 18 years, so I'm not sure if they'll accept our referral, but the towns will Queensland Youth Services have a program which is known as Youth Housing and Reintegration Service. It's a service for children or youth aged from 12 to 25 years who are in state of homelessness. There's some information on Queensland Youth Services, and on the back some information about the Women's Centre. Would you like me to do a referral to any of those services? Queensland Youth Services? Or... Okay, so I can organise a referral to Queensland Youth Services, and like I said, I can also try the Women's Centre. Would you like me to do a referral for them as well? Excellent. Okay, the referrals letter that I received from the police stated that while you were in hospital you spoke to the social worker. How did you find that? Yeah? Would you like some information on some crisis information lines and counselling services? Okay, so first I will give you the information. This is Community Directory. It's got some crisis centres on here. It's also got some other services that may be beneficial. So we've got the street access van, which is they can come and provide meals and stuff. We've also got the drop-in centre. Now the drop-in centre provides meals, they've got showers, they have computer access. You can also go and see Centrelink personnel. If you're not on any payments at the moment, it might be worthwhile going and seeing the Centrelink personnel. They also can provide you, I think they have a limited amount of clothing. However, if you do need some more clothing, there's some information on the Salvation Army. There's also kids helpline and other crisis phone numbers that you can call, all included on the information I've just given you. We also have another organisation is Headspace. Now Headspace is a youth organisation that helps with general health, mental health and counselling. They can also help with education, employment and other services, and also with drug and alcohol abuse. So I'll give you some information on Headspace. Would you like me to do a referral to Headspace for you?
Yes, please.
No worries. Have you been to your doctor recently, Jackie?
No.
Do you think you should possibly go to your doctor just for a checkup? Now with drug use, especially ice, depending on how you are consuming it, in sharing needles, you could catch, whatever the person has. Also, drug overdose, which you've already experienced. There's also maybe psychotic episodes and other stuff involved. I just wanted to give you a few warnings on drug use, but yeah, like I said, there's some more information in there if you need. Okay, so it sounds like some of the issues you're currently facing are very stressful. Have you thought about maybe when you go to the doctor for a checkup, asking for a mental health assessment? Yeah. Okay, so before I'll be able to complete the referrals we've just discussed, I just need your consent in writing. Can you please sign down the bottom of this referral form? Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Now, do you believe that if I contacted your parents, it would put you in any kind of danger?
Yeah, possibly.
Is when you say yes, possibly, is that more towards your stepfather?
Yes.
Do you want to tell me any more about this?
No, not really.
No worries. Are you worried about your current safety from anyone?
No.
Have you thought of going to the police and making a statement or getting a family violence order against your stepfather?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you plan on doing that?
Yeah, I would like to.
Do you have any family or friends who could be a support network with this?
No.
So, as I was saying before about the Salvation Army and stuff with clothing, do you have enough clothing?
Yes.
Excellent. So I gave you some information on the drop-in centre and meals and stuff. Is there any other services that you'd like some information on?
No.
What are your current short-term and long-term goals, Jackie?
I just like to get myself settled in a home environment sort of thing.
Yep.
Get off the drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, okay, so
Get a job.
awesome. So decrease your current drug and alcohol consumption.
Yep.
Find emergency accommodation for now, and
Yep.
then more stable accommodation later on. Is that correct?
Yep.
How about employment? Did you want to seek
Yep.
employment?
Yep.
And what kind of employment?
Anything.
Anything?
I don't care.
Excellent. Headspace, as I said, they may be able to also support you with that goal as well.
Yep.
Due to the complexity of your current situation, in the future I would like to call a case meeting with the referral organisations that we've discussed today. Would this be okay with you, Jackie? Is there anything else you'd like to talk to me about today, Jackie?
No.
Do you have any questions?
No.
It sounds like you're feeling confused, worried and unsure about what to do at the moment. Does this sound like how you're currently
Yeah.
feeling? I must say, Jackie, I'm really concerned about your safety and overall well-being. Do you think we could create some agreed actions for us both to take before we complete our next meeting?
Yes.
Can you think of any actions that you could take?
I'd like to get my stepfather sorted out.
Yeah, okay, so we could go to the police station and apply for a family violence order against your stepdad. How about we make it attend on your next appointment with me?
Yep.
Yeah. So our next appointment was, I believe, the 6th of July at 10 a.m. So we'll put that down as well as an agreed action. How about attending all of your other scheduled appointments with referral organisations we've discussed today? How do you plan on travelling to your scheduled appointments?
Bus.
Yes. Do you think we could put that as an agreed action as well, to maybe get a weekly bus pass?
Yep.
Excellent. We discussed perhaps going to a doctor for a checkup and asking for a mental health assessment. Could we make that as agreed action before our next meeting?
Yes.
How about you trying to slowly decrease your alcohol consumption and drug use before our next meeting? Do you think we can make that agreed action? Staying in emergency housing until we can find a more stable housing to live as well? Excellent. Okay, great. Now, what are some agreed actions you would like me to take as your case manager for our next meeting?
Sorry?
Can you think of any agreed actions for me to take before our next meeting?
Yeah, I'd like you to come to the police station.
Excellent. I can do that. Now, let me just have a look at my dates. Okay, so you want me to come with you to support you to apply for a family violence order? Would tomorrow be okay?
Yep.
How's about 10 a.m.? And will you just come here and then I'll drive us from
Yeah.
here? Okay, another green action I could possibly take is completing and sending the referrals we can send it to. So Headspace, ATODS, Queensland Youth Services. I'll also start immediately searching for some emergency accommodation for you. I will give you a call this afternoon and let you know how my search for emergency accommodation is going. I would also maybe like to give you a call every day and just check in how you're going. Would that be okay with you? Okay, it won't be at the same time every day, but I'll contact you at least once a day and see how everything is going. Awesome. Okay, so now we've reached almost the end of our session. I'm just going to do a quick summary of some of the things that we've gone through today. We went through your rights and responsibilities as a service user. We went through the case manager procedure and my role as your case manager. We gathered your personal information. We agreed on some referral organisations that will be involved in your case plan, which were Headspace, ATODS, Queensland Youth Services, possibly the Women's Centre, your doctor, which was a verbal referral for a health assessment and checkup, the Salvation Army for clothing if you do need any, and another verbal referral we discussed with the drop-in centre for meals, showers, computer access, and also to see Centrelink personnel to possibly apply for a payment. Awesome. We also went through some agreed actions for both of us to complete in our next meeting. Now yours were attend your next appointment with me on the 6th of July at 10 a.m. Attend all your scheduled appointments with referral organisations that we discussed. Get a weekly bus pass. Go to your doctor for a checkup and ask for a mental health assessment. Go to the police station and apply for a family violence order against your stepfather, which you asked me if I could support you in doing, and we will be going tomorrow at 10 a.m. We also discussed an agreed action on trying to decrease your alcohol consumption and drug use before our next meeting. We also discussed staying at the emergency housing until we were able to find you a more stable housing. Now the agreed actions we went through for me were completing and sending the referrals to Headspace, ATODS, Queensland Youth Services and possibly the Women's Centre. Immediately conducting a search to see if I can find you some emergency accommodation to stay at. Contacting you as soon as I do find some emergency accommodation. We also discussed me ringing you daily to check on how everything is going, which we decided would not be at the same time every day, but it would be daily. Excellent. We've now reached the end of our session today, Jackie. Do you have any questions before we finish up? No worries. I will contact you later this afternoon and let you know how the emergency accommodation search is going. I will also complete the other agreed actions that we've discussed. This is my card, Jackie. If you have any questions that you need to ask me, please feel free to call me. If you are in an emergency situation at any time, please call 000. It was very lovely to meet you, Jackie, and I will see you on the 6th of July at 10 a.m.